Hi, glad to see you on my channel. Please support the channel by liking, subscribing, and leaving comments. Your support means a lot to me and motivates me to create new videos. Enjoy watching. 5 years ago, I got a job at a large company. At 25, young and ambitious, I felt that the whole world was at my feet. The work was interesting, and the team was friendly, mostly female. Rebecca Hart, the head of finance, worked in our department. She was a stunning woman, always elegantly dressed, with impeccable styling and light makeup. Married with 2 children, she exuded confidence and poise, radiating an aura that made everyone respect and admire her. Rebecca and I often crossed paths at work. She assigned me tasks, meticulously reviewed my reports, and occasionally gave me feedback that was insightful and encouraging. She once stayed late one night to help me sort through a complex financial analysis, patiently explaining each step. Her professionalism was admirable, but there were also moments of warmth, a shared laugh over a spreadsheet error, or a brief conversation about weekend plans. These small interactions created a bond that felt natural and unique. At first, our interactions were strictly professional, but gradually our interactions became more informal. She would linger at my desk discussing some document, or I would bring her coffee when I noticed she looked tired. Casual touches, long stares. All these things created a special tension between us. Sometimes I caught myself looking forward to her stopping by my place of work and wondering if the moments we shared meant something more to her. 6 months later, I received an offer from another company. The salary was higher, the prospects better, and I decided to leave. At the farewell company party, Rebecca and I talked a lot and laughed even more. We reminisced about office moments and shared jokes that only the 2 of us understood. At the end of the evening, she gave me her personal phone number in case I needed a reference from a previous job. There was a kind of heaviness in her eyes, as if she wanted to say something else but didn't. Life at the new job went on as usual. From time to time, Rebecca and I called each other to exchange news. At first, our conversations were casual, but gradually they became more personal. One evening, she called and invited me to meet her. Her voice was unusually soft, but at the same time there was a sense of urgency in it. She mentioned an important matter to discuss, but her tone hinted at something deeper, something personal. It was as if she was holding back emotions she couldn't express over the phone, and I was intrigued and slightly anxious about what lay ahead. She made an appointment for 9 p.m. at an apartment on the outskirts of town. The address was unfamiliar. On the way, I felt slightly uneasy. To calm my nerves, I stopped at a bar and drank a beer for courage. Something told me that this meeting would be unusual, though I couldn't figure out why. Breakthrough success. Step number 1. When I rang the bell, the door opened immediately. The corridor was dimly lit, and I could barely make out the silhouette of a woman. The atmosphere was different, quieter and more intimate than I had imagined. I took off my shoes and stepped into the room. In the light of the table lamp, I finally saw her. She looked nothing like her office persona. Homely, cozy, in a simple dress with a short haircut. She looked younger than her 40s, more relaxed and somehow more real. We stood still for a moment, looking at each other and not knowing what to say. There was a strange tension in the air, some unspoken understanding. She offered me wine, her voice soft and slightly trembling. We sat down on the couch and talked about life. She told me about her family problems, about how tired she was of routine and the constant need to be strong and perfect. I listened intently, each word bringing me closer to her. Something inside me shifted. I wanted to protect her, to make her happy, to show her that she wasn't alone. As she spoke, I couldn't help but notice her lips, the graceful hands holding the glass, and the strand of hair falling over her. Vulnerability made her even more beautiful. At some point, our knees touched. She didn't pull away. I took her hand, and she responded with a light squeeze. We moved closer together. Her breathing quickened, and her eyes glistened in the dim light. I leaned in and did exactly what I wanted. She responded softly at first, then more boldly. Her arms went around my neck and mine slid around her waist, right there on the couch. We did it. Her skin smelled of expensive perfume. Her hair tickled my face, and she pressed closer and closer to me. Every touch, every kiss seemed like a revelation. Later, we lay next to each other, exhausted and content. She smoked a cigarette, staring at the ceiling, and I ran my fingers through her hair. We were silent. There was no need for words. The city was bustling outside the window, but in this apartment it was just the 2 of us, in our own little world where time seemed to stop. I came home early in the morning, my head spinning, not from the beer, but from the memories of her touch, her scent, and the electricity of that night. I knew it was wrong. She had a family. This couldn't end well, but I couldn't stop thinking about her. Her presence stayed with me, haunting my thoughts and dreams. Even now, I remember that night vividly. She taught me that passion knows no age, no rules, no boundaries. It was a moment that changed me, a memory I carry with me always. Life moves on, but that night remains in my heart as a testament to the intensity of human connection and the unpredictability of desire.